Alright, welcome back to the third game from Wingspan World Cup 2025. Voice commentary, as I've explained before. This game is against ArceusIsGood. In my opinion, the best player in the world. People disagree with me, but I really think Arce is one of the best. He's very, very intelligent, knows exactly how to get the most out of a lot of world states. We won the coin toss and we're going first, and we got some interesting options here. This already Starling is an absolute must keep. That's going to give us a really strong wetlands. Anytime you can get wetland resources and cards at the same time, that's very, 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 very strong. Beyond that, not too much looking hot. Probably take Behaviorist here, and maybe we can find a teal power or something to get some points off of it. Wetland Ranger also works. I mean, we're thinking this is going to be a full tuck scenario, like Starling into stuff. Like this Hummingbird seems really strong, for instance. This Asian Emerald Dove, great for some extra tempo, some extra eggs. Yeah, I think we have many reasons to be happy with what we've got here. The main question we have to decide is, do we want this Hummingbird or not? We could just go out of our way to grab it as a first draw, and I honestly don't hate that. I think the ability to access worm resources should dramatically improve our game. And there's a really good argument to play it first as well, because the end of round is birds with bowl nest or cup nest, and yeah, we could do take Hummingbird, play Hummingbird, take cards, lay eggs, then play Starling, and then we've got 2 food and 2 cards, or 2 food and 1 card, while we try and search to improve our standing. I think I like that plan quite a bit. That seems pretty nice. But yeah, that seems pretty good. So yeah, I think the correct play here is just to take the Hummingbird. I think if you play Starling here, I think Arceus might deny the Hummingbird, and not getting the Hummingbird would be pretty... I'm not gonna say it's like devastating, because it's not, but it wouldn't be ideal. I'll say that much. Yeah. So I think if I was playing this game today, I would take the Hummingbird. Yeah, I mean, I think Arceus is one of the most intelligent players in the world. I think the way that he's got such a unique evaluation system of the certain cards, and I think more often than not he's correct. And I think that makes him a very dangerous opponent, someone who should never be underestimated. You always expect him to come with a really strong game plan, always expect him to do very well. So yeah, I think we should have a good game on our hands. I played this game back in October, so this is quite a long time ago now. It's currently almost the end of January. So I do not remember what happens in this game, so we get to be surprised, just like you all are, once he decides to pick his card. We can skip it along a little bit. There's only so much I can... There's only so much dead air I can fill. Alright, here we go. We're gonna go Rosie Starling first up. I don't hate it. Making him deny the Hummingbird, fair enough. I do think that maybe that's a little bit of a misplay. I do think the Hummingbird is really nice, but all good. Certainly not wrong to play the Starling first, I think. Does mean I may miss end of round qualification, which could be a little bit of a bother, but it is what it is. Let's see what he's gonna do. So yeah, this is going to be a classic wetlands game. We're just going to draw a bunch and hopefully find some components that can go in the wetlands and try and have a good game. If we don't find wetlands birds, we pivot. Simple as that. And correct, they did deny the Hummingbird, but they reveal Alduin's Gull. I mean, hello. I mean, okay. What a high roll. So I guess that's what happens when you leave Hummingbird. You get Alduin's Gull from R16ing. Rule 16. Very, very funny. Yeah, certainly not mad at Alduin's Gull. I mean, that's definitely going to lean us very heavily towards playing this wetlands engine. So we just got to think about how we're going to get this into the game. So I think the first thing is we probably have to draw again, and then throw either the card or the food for the egg that we can play Wind Skull with. I think it's not worth taking the single egg. We want to take grassland. We want to take eggs probably only once this game, and try and use the Emerald Dove to fund the remaining eggs, but we'll see what's possible. Oh, we're gonna get rid of the Emerald Dove. Okay. Alright, okay. We're really valuing Orduin. Okay, I don't hate that. I don't hate it at all. So this says, I am going full tuck and there's nothing you can do to stop me. I guess I was thinking that the Asian Emerald Dove has such an inconvenient food cost for what we're doing, like we're only getting worms, that we ought to just really prioritize getting Orduin into the game. That's fair enough. We have to deny this Goldfinch. Like, we're going to be activating wetlands another probably another 17 times in this game or something silly like that. We cannot afford to give our opponent that very, very strong bird. Makes sense. And then we can just, yeah, play Wind Skull and start going. Arceus takes the Warbler, makes a ton of sense. I mean, I think the ability to cycle cards in the forest is very, very strong. I think even if you weren't scoring points, just the ability to pick things up from the tray or just trying to filter out your bad cards and get good cards is enormously powerful in a non-wetlands habitat, that is. Anything you can do to minimize drawing is good. So like this Mew might be interesting to Aki, but we'll just kind of leave it there for now. Nothing, we're just going to keep drawing, see what we can find. I guess, you know, none of this stuff is particularly interesting. The real question is, do you keep these extra cards in hand? And the power of the Rosy Starling is that we can just mass tuck things away. The extra cards are just very useful at this point. We can throw them for food, we can throw them for eggs, so... And if we change our mind later, we can just tuck them all under Rosy Starling. Yeah, I really think that like the main duck, Rosy Starling, and Bioweaver are like the three strongest birds to have in the wetlands. It's a notch slightly above Mute Swan and Blackbird, things like that. Vatavat, interesting. Okay, so this is my... Interesting. I guess I'm looking at the fact that there's two ends of rounds that need eggs. Okay. So this will qualify us for the end of round at least. That's nice. Here's the Hummingbird. I don't care about the Anninger. Both cards are pretty bad. Oh, Blackstalk. That's... Oh, Jungle Fowl. Okay, GG. That's huge. Actually, that's actually massive. Now I can just leave eggs on this Vatavat and just get a million eggs with this Jungle Fowl. Yeah, this is all really coming together for us. Yeah, like, this is just gonna be... This shouldn't be close. Yeah, we'll throw away some of the stuff we don't need. I mean, Blackstalk is like moderately interesting, but we can definitely dream higher. We're looking at so many cards now, we can find something a lot better than that. But that's why this kind of setup is really strong. Like, this is like Arceus got an above average setup there. I mean, we got food from all three habitats. No extra cards, which is a little bit of a drawback, but scoring points. However, we just get to keep drawing. We get to find the best cards in the game and play them, and that's why these Wetlands engines are very, very strong. And honestly, my fear of the new Americas expansion is that it's going to make this strategy just like unbelievably powerful. I think we're just kind of fishing to see if we can find something better. I don't know why we didn't just play the Jungle Fowl, but it is what it is. Tuck all this stuff. We definitely want to keep this Kinglet. It'll be a way for us to offboard some eggs and just keep going. Yeah, I think it's right to get rid of the Stalk at this point. There's no reason to keep it around. The Stalk is... getting those extra eggs is not that useful to us now, given that the Jungle Fowl wants us to have less than 6 eggs for its power to work. But yeah, I think these kind of Wetlands tuck engines will just be absolutely insane on Americas. because basically the biggest limiting factor of these strategies is the fact that you have to go into the grasslands, you have to go into the forest to kind of get nectar and get eggs to kind of score points. But because you're able to continually attract hummingbirds, it A, gives you another scoring opportunity, and B, it's going to give you the resources that you need, so like nectars or eggs, or those critical resources, just kind of get the engine going. And that's very, very scary, because this is already the strongest strategy in the game by like a mile. And so we just get to find all the best birds. I mean, Spoonbill, like, we're not going to score very well off bonus cards, so both birds are basically the same to us, I think. Like, we're not likely to play either of them. But the Monal is, like, the slightly more playable of the two. I'm surprised I didn't just dump that. Maybe I'm thinking ahead to the next end of round, which is birds in forest. But I think you just do maybe even Kinglet into this Eurasian bird. That way we get 3 birds in the forest, which is easy. You take the titmouse, yeah. So anytime you're doing these wetlands engines, you're always looking for double play birds. So this titmouse is really strong. These birds where you can oh, flamingo, very good that we found that. Birds that don't have a cost as well, so like Benelli, Goshawk, and Eastern Imperial Eagle, all very strong birds. I don't know why I'm keeping this Budgerigar. I feel like I should have tucked that. Again, with Rosy Starling, we're not really under any pressure whatsoever to necessarily tuck everything right away, because tucking 3 is very, very strong. I think at this point... Oh, well, let's also get cards in hand as well. We just want to do the minimum to qualify the Starling and see what else we can do with it. So yeah, totally glossed over that fact that cards in hand is the end of round. Again, just we're seeing all of the best birds in the game, so we can do whatever we like. Arceus did pick up Smew, makes sense. They're just doing stuff. I mean, it makes sense. They don't have an egg source, which is their biggest problem. So try as they might, like they're not going to find the same level of efficiency that we do. We have all 3 resources in one habitat, and Arky needs to spread his attention across all 3, which is going to be a little bit problematic for him. But I'm sure he'll manage. But it is kind of unfair. Like, if you compare that setup, like, I mean, he's scoring points in the forest and scoring points in the grasslands, but it is very difficult for him to just kind of eclipse my efficiency. Even spending the worm there to reset, very bold. Just really trying to find that kind of last piece. Like, this Eastern Phoebe could be the piece. That's more worms, which I don't really like, but I mean, it works. The extra food will be very valuable. And it's not like Arky is poor on food anyway, so we can keep spending these eggs off the jungle fowl. Like, we don't need extra eggs, it's totally fine. Fish Crow is super interesting. That could be a play. It's a way to get nectar. The biggest problem with the wetland setup is the inability to access nectar 99 times. And he's got 5 cards in hand, so we can ditch all 3 cards if we want here, which is nice. Yeah, so as I was saying, nectar is kind of like the one limiting factor. So birds like hummingbirds can be very strong just to get that extra little bit of, you know, get that nectar qualification in the habitats. So I think, yeah, we can just get rid of whatever junk we feel like. It's not a big deal. I'm surprised I'm keeping this flamingo. Oh well. Oh wait, there's another turn. That's why I'm keeping the flamingo. I totally miscounted the turns. Keep the flamingo because after we play a bird, we should stay above his bird count. So just got to keep that in mind. With 5 cards, I think he could take cards here and go to 8. And if I want to play a bird, then I'm punished. So this just keeps it in an acceptable range where I can still be efficient. Makes a lot of sense. And yeah, like I said, he's gone up to 8 there. So now we have to draw birds. It would be stupid of us to... there's 2 options. We either... oh, we're actually going to lose the end of round. I think that's fine. We probably could have tried to bait him and try and win the end of round, but I don't hate losing the end of round there. The fish crow is such an efficient find for us. This kakapo is amazing. That's awesome. Fish crow is such a good bird for us because, like, we have an abundance of eggs, or should have an abundance of eggs that we can spend on stuff. And it's going to allow us to qualify nectar and a bunch of habitats, so you can really think of this fish crow as giving us A, access to the extra card, which is going to enable our starling to tuck as much as it wants, and B, the extra 4 points from forest and grasslands nectar, basically. So this turn, this round, rather, we are looking for either a final wetlands bird or looking at maybe doing a double or a triple play into the forest. And I think probably we'd like to play the kakapo with that, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, the Eurasian, whatever it is. I forget the name of the bird. I should know it because it's really going to do it. It's not the Eurasian tree creeper, that's something else. But yeah, if we take that bird, if we just play a bunch, then it's easy. I don't know why we're taking Prinia. I guess it's because it's playable. And we can just stick it in the wetlands if we want to. Coot. Don't need you, but could be interesting actually. We do have quite a few surplus cards from our drawing, so we can potentially do that. Doesn't seem too bad actually, and it's playable. Yeah, yes, because we would have 2 surplus cards if we play our final wetlands bird, so the coot does work in this scenario. So that might just be the play the coot, and then see what we can do on this behaviorist card. We should be able to do all right. But even though this fish crow isn't getting any activations, you can just see that, like, it doesn't even need to do anything. It's still providing us immense value simply by existing and pushing out our habitat a little bit further. Killdeer as well, catbird. Well, that's even better. That is exactly what we wanted to see. I think I was just thinking I'm hedging my bets here on a better bird, and I think we found that. Yeah, this is now insane, so we can definitely tuck as much stuff as we feel like here. But this catbird, we probably are going to use it on the jungle fowl most of the time, but also fish crow. So let's map out our last sequence of actions. We probably do catbird. How do we do this? Catbird what? We could do catbird and then we'd have 1 food left over. We'd have to do... Maybe it's not working. I was gonna say we have to do catbird, then double the jungle fowl. But we could double the starling for the extra food, and that would allow us to play something. Yeah, maybe this isn't working exactly. Clark's Nutcracker, okay. Yeah, big decision here. I think the catbird is the correct play. This bird is too good. It really brings the habitat together. We can get as many tucks as we like on the starling. We can get extra eggs on the jungle fowl if we need to. That all kind of works. But this just goes to show you the strength of these wetlands engines. Like, you don't have to do much, and like they just score a ton of points. It's kind of silly, actually. And then we can just do something like titmouse into this woodpecker, and we're honestly very happy. So what do we do here? I think we double the jungle fowl, get the extra egg, then fish crow the egg for nectar, and then do double play into this teal. And there's a decent chance we can tie the end of round unless Arky decides to play a 4th bird in the habitat. Which is possible, but yeah. Yeah, this is looking pretty good if I do say so myself. wonder what he's thinking about in this situation. I mean, this is the thing with these Wetlands Engines games, like, you kind of get to turn off your brain. Just draw, and then, pick what you need to do. They've laid eggs. They might be going for that 4th bird, which is fair. So yeah, double the jungle fowl. That way we can take the egg off the jungle fowl, which is important because it keeps us qualified for the last end of round. And just tuck a bunch of stuff. They're definitely going to play a bird because they've got nectar in hand. So this will actually determine whether or not we should play this green woodpecker. There it is, Eurasian green woodpecker. I think it's probably worth playing regardless, because Behaviorist is very easy with that bird. And then we can dream of getting 2 columns of Behaviorist, because then we're going to play Kakapo in the 3rd slot of the forest, and then, I don't know, the Fairy Wren in the 2nd slot or something. Alright, Turtle Dove into the forest there. That makes it that we can't win the end of round. Unfortunate. Maybe in that case you can just bail out into this Warbler, yeah. If we can't tie the end of round, you might as well just play the biggest bird. And we can still play Kakapo and do stuff. I don't hate this plan. It's numerically more points to play the Warbler than the other plan. It's just a shame not to be able to do a double play here. With that said, we can still do a triple play later on if we feel like it. We are in a good position, very generally speaking. How good is this Fairy Wren? It's gonna get 4 or 5 eggs with the Kakapo. That's not bad. Possibly more with the triple play, so... yeah, just do our least to qualify. It's really important when doing these Westlands Engines to try and qualify. But you also have to do the math and make sure doing qualifying is actually worth it. In this case, you know, that's a 10-point play right there. Plus the qualification for the end of round, it's a 13-point play. Which far exceeds what we're scoring off of our Wetlands, which is very, very good. Like, our Wetlands scores us how many points? At least 5? Possibly more, depending on what we double. So now we just need to construct our in-game here, so... what do we need? We need eggs, we need nectar. We really only need 1 more nectar to kind of bring us all together. So we have to think. We can do the triple play in the forest. That needs 4 eggs. We also want to play a bird on the grasslands to qualify nectar. And hopefully... hopefully qualify Behaviorist as well. That means we need 5 eggs. Don't think we can get that many eggs. So we can't really do that. So if we can't do that, then the next plan would have to be just a double play in the forest. We do a double play, and then do the Fairy Wren in the grasslands. That would be fine, I think. That needs... how much food does that need? Needs 5 food if we're not double paying on, if we're not overpaying for anything. Honestly, that's unlikely because we're only going to have maximum 3 nectar, I think. So I think at this point we have to start seriously considering doubling the starling so that we can turn all these things into points. Yeah, I think that's correct. So Inca Dove is interesting, actually. Might be able to make the Inca Dove do something interesting for us. Give us a little bit more egg flexibility in Mockingbird as well. If we can get a Star Nest into the game. We had like Fairy Wren in the forest, that'd be nice. just had to step away there. My apologies for the rough cut there. Alright, yeah, I think maybe the Inca Dove is a distraction. We should at least math it out. Like, we need to count the number of platform nests that Arceus has. I know they have at least one because they have the Turtle Dove, but I don't know how many others they might have. But yeah, we've got 3 turns of drawing and collecting resources, and then yeah, we play 3 birds. Maybe the Inca Dove is just needed to qualify. Could work that way. Anyway, we shall draw, because that's not going to change anything. Oh, we've got Abbott's Booby, that's nice. I mean, we can't play it, but it's good to know that they don't have it, because it's one of the strongest bonus card birds in the game. Do I really need to use this egg? Probably. I think if I'm looking at like Kakapo, which has a very awkward cost, probably do need the egg. Hilliard. Good fun. Yeah, still considering this Inca Dove. It's just, this Catbird is just really doing crazy work here. Like, the ability to just dump 6 cards a turn, like, we're scoring very, very well. Maybe it's where we don't even play Kakapo. There we go, we're not going to score well off bonus cards anyway, so let's not even bother. We could do something like Frenia, Fairy Ren, Inca Dove. Works with the food that we have, that could be fun. That would get us 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 platform nests, might be able to steal the end of round. Oh, extra food, didn't expect that. Yeah, but yeah, don't want to give away nectar. Make things inconvenient for the for Arceus. You know, we've got our things to do. So yeah, we'll just play this. We'll take our last turn of drawing, or potentially last turn. Minivet's come up. Dang. Okay. That actually could be helpful because it helps our egg costs. Yeah, I have to skip the fish draw here because we need the eggs. And keep tucking. So now we have to make a decision. Are we playing 2 birds or 1 bird? Whooping Crane, yeah, all the heavy hitters are coming into Arceus's board. I mean, this Arceus Darling has 40 tucks, like, it's a lot of points. Yeah, I just have to filter through this. I don't know what's the right play here, I haven't mathed it out. For me, I just do like, just naively, I think the default is like Minivet, Kakapo, Fairy Ren. And that gives you 3 points off Behaviorist. You've got another chance at a bonus card with Kakapo. And it's just kind of okay. I think they only had 2 platform nests though. So maybe Fairy Ren here is good. This is interesting. But yeah, only having 3 eggs, we can only play a handful of birds. I guess I could do Inca Dove and then triple play. I don't like that plan though. I think if you're going to do Inca Dove, you want to try and surprise your opponent and steal the end of round. Yeah, you got to play Minivet because that's just better than the others. Then you have to decide, do you want to try for the end of round with this Fairy Wren? Looks like we do. Or do you play for the Kakapo and see if we can get the bonus, so... Also means we gave up points on Behaviorist as well. Because I think now, like, if you tried to play... yeah, you can't play the Fairy Wren anymore into the Grasslands, but... yeah, this, I mean, we could qualify Behaviorist with this Green Magpie or whatever it is. Green Woodpecker, that's the one. Yeah, you play Inkadove here and see if you can steal the end of round. Not a bad play, honestly. And look at that, we steal it. Nice. It's a lot of eggs off this Fairy Wren. It's a very, very nice Fairy Wren. Only 116 points. That's a bit low. I was expecting more. But yeah, we take losses up front, of course. And eggs, we probably are going to do okay because of the Fairy Wren. No food on cards. And now here's where we're strong on tucked cards. We know we have a lot of these. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it's going to be enough. We qualified all our nectars and we just eke out the win. 116 to 113. I feel like we should have scored a lot better there than we actually did. So let's take a look at Arceus's board. Pop Monitor, Prairie Manager, and Ecologist. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know. What happened here? I think there are two things that really hurt my efficiency. I think this Fish Crow didn't end up actually being as impactful as I was thinking it was going to be. Just a little bit of a shame. I think if that were a bit strong, if I'd actually got more eggs off, if I'd had more eggs, then that would have been a much stronger play than I think it was. I think I always get baited by Fish Crow in wetlands when you only have one egg. It's awkward because then it removes your egg and then your habitat's basically 2 food, 0 eggs, which doesn't allow you to play any birds. So yeah, definitely this Fish Crow I think was a mistake. The Catbird was incredible. I think that was totally fine. But yeah, maybe if the Coot was a stronger play and we could have... I don't know. Always hard to tell. We weren't really able to find any more components for our engine until a bit later in the game. So that's always the other factor, right? You got to be able to get your engine up and running as quickly as you can, especially wetlands engines. Yeah, you know, with this kind of setup, with Rosie Style and Audwin Scale Jungle Fowl, you do expect to score 130 plus. But we weren't able to. So... Fortunately, we were able to score enough. I mean, it just goes to show, like, Arce is very strong. He, do we have a final board state for him that we can review? No, I think the last view is back here somewhere. There you go, something like this, yeah. I mean, he did very well to eke out as many points as he could with the cards that he had available to him. And I mean, that's just Arce's strength. He's such a strong player. And when you play wetlands, you're obviously going to lose all your nectars. Unless you can find a native nectar source, which we couldn't. And just really made the most of, you know, what they had. And I think that's very, you know, he's very, very strong for a reason. But yeah, so the good news is we did win. And we may have got a little bit lucky, but we take that. So yeah, that brings us up to 3 wins in the Wingspan World Cup. And hopefully we can keep that going.